What's up, guys? This is Ryan Johnson with MoneyBass.com. Finishing up a pretty hectic week. Hopefully you guys have been keeping up with the videos that I've been putting out. We finished up our previous tournament at Lake Lanier, and now I'm getting prepared to head out this coming weekend to Lake Guntersville. So I'm in the lab trying to put together a game plan, and what I'm hoping to do on this one, I really like that offshore bite. I have caught fish shallow there before, but of course I'll have a frog and some other things like that ready to go just in case that situation does come up. But for the most part, my game plan this time is going to be focusing offshore and trying to locate those schools of fish that I can pull in with a crankbait. So let me just show you my lineup that I have real quick. Alright, and so just to run through some of this real quick, and also, what is your personal best that you have caught on Guntersville? Mine so far has been a 6.5, I think it was 6.5 even, or 6.52, something like that. But that fish won me the Mega Bass Pot, and that was been a few years ago, and hey, I was real excited about that catch, and hopefully I'm looking to repeat that this time. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. So offshore, what I'm going to do is spend a lot of time scanning. My pre-fishing is going to start on Friday. I only have one day to get this done, so I will spend a lot of time trying to locate fish and not necessarily a lot of time fishing, because I want to come up on that productive bite and something that I can locate, and the fish should be there Friday and Saturday and also Sunday, because we're going to be out there for 2 days on this one. But one of my baits that I plan on using a lot is going to be that 6XD. I'll be throwing that on some 12-pound monofilament line. I may change that out, but for right now, that's pretty much what I have on here. I'll go ahead and search some fish out. That'll be one of the baits that I use. Another one that I plan on using is that 10XD. Like I said, I'm going after some big ones, guys. So just gonna change it up a little bit, try something a little different. So I'm gonna focus on the crankbait bite, and also one thing I forgot to take out is that hair jig bite. And one thing about this rod right here, it is a prototype that was gifted to me last time I was in the Guntersville area, stopped by Boyd Duckett's location, and hey, went ahead and handed this to me and let me go ahead and test it out and keep it. So I like that one, but again, gonna go with that hair jig. That'll be something that I'm throwing offshore, targeting those big fish depending on how active or inactive they are. And of course, those are my moving baits. So let's see, another thing I'll have, of course, is my signature, my black ice rod, and that is what I use for my shaky head. So I have a big worm on there. I plan on using this on those offshore fish also. Not really going into too much detail of the complete setup. We just want to go over the baits that I intend to use out there, and of course a jig. So a jig, this is a 3/4 ounce jig, and I've had some pretty good bites on jigs out there also. I caught a 5.77 on a deep ledge in about 30 feet of water on actually a 1 ounce jig. So I may possibly go up in size on that one. And I have my Carolina rig. I use this to generally fill my limit, and I can pull this through grass and things like that on that lake, and that's been pretty productive for me. And this one isn't tied yet, but I'll go ahead and get this one done. And I like getting things done way ahead of time, so I'm not the day before the tournament or the day before pre-fishing trying to get all my setups and everything tied up. So it's about a week ahead of time, getting everything tied up now, so I'll be ready to go. This is going to be a drop shot setup, but I'm going to fish this on a casting rod and target those fish to where I'll have my bait just above that grass, and the fish will be able to come up and get that. I'll try that out. I haven't done that on this lake before, but I'm thinking that is something that should work out for me pretty good. So all I'm doing is taking some time to get my rod set up, get my unit set up. I get the settings the way that I want as far as shallow water, all that kind of stuff, the highlights as I've shown you in my previous videos. In those tutorials, hopefully you guys have been looking at those. going through getting my waypoints and everything set up and organized and changing those out. So what I am about to do now is take my Lanier waypoints off, put my Guntersville waypoints on here, and from there I'm going to start scanning around the lake on the map settings just to start marking some areas of interest where I feel that the fish should be. And when I get there on Friday, I'll be able to go straight to those locations and not start from scratch on that day without having anything in mind. But let me go ahead and show you around real quick and show you what I'm working on. All right, so just got my rods set up, putting away the rods that I don't plan on using. Have my line bag out, retying, getting all that stuff set up. And of course, as always, I have all of my SD cards out. Each one of these has a different lake on those. I keep those separated, and that's definitely a must-have for my waypoint management so that I do not lose any of my waypoints. I back them up on my computer and on my SD card, so that's currently what I'm in the process of doing right now. I'm going to take my Lake Lanier waypoints, put those back on the chip, and then I will be uploading some of the Guntersville waypoints that I already have, which isn't really that many, and then I will be coming over here to my map. All right, so I have my map set up, and all I'm doing on this mapping system, let's see, is I will zoom in. This is a Lake Master chip right here, so I go in here, let's see, menu, and let's see, I think it's under HB chart. No, it's not. Let's see. Okay, there it goes. Yes, HB chart. So under HB chart, I'll go through here, and this is the one that I just completed the 266 update on. This is a G3N unit. So the settings, these menus may look a little different from your unit if you haven't completed that update yet, because I noticed it did change some of these boxes and the way that they look. But I go through here, set up my shallow water highlight, depth highlight, things like that, and get ready for the what I want to see on the lake. So what I do is I'll just arrow over to the lake and just start zooming in and finding places of interest that look like they may be good. And so, like I said, this is about a week ahead of time before the tournament. I'll just go up and down the lake, and this is pretty much what I would be seeing when if I was already there. So you can see the main channel coming through here. You can see where it goes back off into coves. There may be little creek channels, things like that. And I also have that on this other unit on the Navionics chip. These two chips will show some different things at sometimes. So one of the things that I noticed about my Navionics side is I can find road beds and things like that a little bit better. And they're basically all over the place. So it's no telling where you may find something that is very productive if you want to focus on scanning that. So like for instance, right here, you can see that bend right there, and there's a ledge. So that may be something of interest that I'd want to check out. So I'll just put a mark on that. And whenever I get to the lake, I'll just drive right over there, spend a lot of time scanning that area, see if I can find structure, any type of cover or fish on there or anything like that. And as I previously informed you on the shallow water highlight tutorial, I will change my shallow water, that red area. I may put it out to 5 feet sometimes. Sometimes I may bring this shallow water highlight all the way out to 20, and then set my the range that I plan to target from say 20 to 30 or something like that, so I can see where that red and green meet, and that may be a place of interest like that right there. I may have to check that spot out where those meet, because that's definitely a good ledge or something there. Doesn't mean there'll be fish there, but I won't know until I get there and check it out. So yeah, I mean, zoom in, zoom out. So I zoom all the way out, and I'll just scan all the way up and down this lake and just zoom in on places of interest. And that's pretty much it. So you can definitely see the channel, see specific locations, things like that. And like I said, a good thing about having both of these units is that I can have the Navionics chip on one and have the Lake Master setup on the other one. But that's basically all I'm doing today, guys. Getting things prepared, getting tied on, getting ready for this trip to Lake Guntersville. And like I said, please leave a comment down there. Let me know what was the best fish that you have caught on Lake Guntersville. And if you haven't fished Lake Guntersville, what is your personal best fish? Again, guys, I appreciate all of the support. Everybody that is continuing to support the channel and always hitting that like button. Remember, it doesn't cost a thing to hit that like button, but it definitely does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And see you guys on the next one.